Speaking of bells and whistles and balancing, how do maps evolve from initial sketches to the finished playable environments that they are today?
So that process that we talked about is like one cycle. You have all that in, and yeah, we do a bunch of balancing, make sure the gameplay feels good at like without the art, so that we don't have to change it. But of course, it's game dev, and things always still change. And so once you get art in there and sound, what ends up happening is players it now takes on a different meaning, right? Because you had this thing that moved a certain way and it worked and it felt good. The speed of it was good, right? The damage that it dealt was pretty cool. Like that worked. Everything feels good, right? But it's just this cube that's flying through the air. Now we skin it to be an arrow, and now it's like, oh, okay, that's a whole new meaning, right? With the art now, is it easy to see the arrow? Now it's thinner than a cube, right? So now we have to tune that. And so it becomes this thing of, we've built this, we've designed this level, we've put the art in. Is it still, are people still engaging with it in the way that the design intended? Or has the art now influenced player behavior in a way that requires us to come back in and tune again? And this is the process. We will sketch out the concept with these ideas. We will then use the theme to do that. We'll then bring the encounters in, balance it, put in the art, and then we go and tune again based on the art and the audio and how that influences player behavior. And then we'll do those changes. You always have to have assumptions and goals with those changes, right? When you're playtesting, you're observing. We want people to push this thing down. We want people to throw this object into an execution point. If the player doesn't know that object is even pick upable, then they're not even going to pick it up. So that's the first design issue. If you can just observe that, you already know where there's a problem. So then you put that down as a goal. Let's put something to afford that behavior. We put it in, we retest, and we just watch again. Did they also not pick it up the second time, or did they now pick it up because we did the thing? And if they picked it up, then cool, we move on to the next one. It's a very back and forward, testing a lot, making sure our assumptions are verified or clarified by actual players, right? We're not trying to guess or shoot in the dark the whole way through. We really want to make sure that each step of the way in layers, we're putting in the right things and the things that matter. There's no point putting in 50 different abilities if, the first 5 don't work properly, right? And so we want to make sure that every layer that we put in is going to have an impact on the actual combat and the experience. And map design is like the biggest part of that, right? If we think of all the best multiplayer games like Call of Duty, or even like I'm a big Counter-Strike guy, like we all remember Aztec and all the crazy Counter-Strike maps. And so really the combat is the mechanics. The map is the place where those mechanics shine, right? When they allow the mechanics to shine. And so if you build a really, really good map design, allows the mechanics to shine in like the coolest ways. And so really that's the craft of level design. And we're trying to make sure that each mechanic we put into combat, the level design really utilizes it for all of its design and not just parts of it, right? If you can throw something, what happens if we throw it here? Let's see what happens. What happens if we do this with it? And if there's something we haven't thought about, now it's something that we might think about now. And hey, this accident happened. Should we just make that a feature? Possibly, if we think that it adds to one of the core pillars and it's fun, right? And so, yeah, a lot of iteration, a lot of layering, but I like to think of things as a skyscraper method of development where you wouldn't build the roof of a house, right, before the walls and the floor. And it's the same thing with game dev. You want to always start at the very planning stages, concepts, design documents, market research, right? And then from there, the next floor of the skyscraper. Let's build the prototype, right? And we go from there. And we're at a stage now where we're 100 floors now in the skyscraper, and it hasn't fallen down yet, and it's looking better every time. So yeah, that's basically the process in a nutshell for how we iterate on from sketch to fully playable.